let's go to the gay pride TIFO thing. Because, I mean, that's a Chicago thing, right?
Yeah.
And they put this huge gay pride TIFO up during the game against Houston. And the Houston fans, or some of them, may have thought that was provocative since one of their players was accused of using some sketchy to bad slurs against gay folks. And what happens is, so this gay pride TIFO goes up, and a Houston Dynamo fan takes a picture of the TIFO with his middle finger. And there's this huge article by Dan Loney on this as well, and caused there's a lot of people paying attention to it. But you had a chance to talk to Tom Dunmore from Section 8, and he had a few things to say about it.
Yeah, Tom basically said that it was not a TIFO against Houston, nor against Colin Clark in this matter. They've been planning for it, the TIFO, for over 3 weeks.
Right.
They've been, basically it's their take on the ISC's show racism and homophobia, the red card
Right.
plan. And a lot of other clubs have gone out and done stuff. I know the Crew have done some stuff, and just as an example. So this was the Fire's public acknowledgement of saying, you know what, accept everybody for what they are and who they are.
Right. So
one of the Houston fans actually came out and said, I don't know if that was me in the picture with the middle finger, but I was one of many people, flipping them off. And it wasn't basically, he was hinting at, it was basically sending a, flipping them off, giving Section 8 the screw you, thinking that they were provoked. They were being provoked.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand both sides of it, but you have to take into the equation that, given the Colin Clark incident, and then coming on with a picture of middle finger towards a gay pride banner.
Don't post that. Yep.
And posting, I guess Section 8 came out of the closet or whatever.
Yeah.
That was pretty stupid to do.
Very stupid.
It's all. I mean, they can post all they want, saying, "Oh, it was meant as a joke," but it was just a stupid thing to do, given what's happened and everything.
Exactly. So. It would have been better on their part to. I don't know, because I really didn't listen. I mean, I would say a lot of those fans weren't. I would say majority of them on the Houston side weren't connecting that TIFO with the Colin Clark incident. I really just don't see how that would automatically hit your brain. That, they're basically giving Colin Clark, they're calling out Colin Clark, and that's why they're putting this TIFO up. And you know what? If they were calling out Colin Clark for saying what he did, good, fine, because Colin Clark shouldn't be saying things like that. All right? So even if you think they're giving Colin Clark the middle finger essentially by putting up the TIFO, you shouldn't respond by giving the TIFO the middle finger and then posting it up and saying they're coming out of the closet. It's just too much, and it just shows a lack of, political skill on some of the posters.
And also, let's point out, and obviously this is a small minority of fans doing that.
Yeah, it is.
The Houston fan populace certainly, don't agree with what happened.
Right.
Even if they knew the fans that were doing it.
We know a lot of them.
They're
good people.
They'd make their excuses about it, but then they would say, you know what, it's uncalled for.
Yeah, it is uncalled for, and I hope that's the point that.
Don't take away that Houston fans are all bigots and
obviously not
racists and homophobes. They're not. They're not.
Nor members of the team. Colin Clark said what he did, but nobody on that team would defend what he said. All right, so anyhow. All right, so before we move on, what do you think of LeBron James' neckbeard? How do you like that?
Can't say I've seen it.
You haven't seen his neckbeard?
I'm not a huge fan of the NBA. I'll watch college basketball, but that's about it.
You know what? If you're going to have a beard, don't grow it on your neck. Grow it on your face. That's just something. And, he's already got that whole weird receding hairline thing that he covers up with his head. And then, so he's got barely any hair on the top of the head. It starts way back on his skull. But then the next part of the hair that he starts way down on his neck. So it's like hair on top, hair on his neck.
Derek, you're pretty much freaking describing me.
Oh,
hairline beard that goes down to my neck. But then again, I've got the full beard with the neck beard.
Right.
I don't have just the neck beard.
You're not a neck beard guy. It's like
no, it extends down my neck, but it's just for me being lazy and not wanting to shave every day.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
All right. Well,
it's not a fashion statement by any means.
It isn't, but I guess
being lazy.
LeBron James can make a fashion statement. I just thought I'd bring up the neck beard thing.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars, you can do whatever the frick you want.
Right. Okay, so how about the new U.S. uniforms getting a lot of criticism? People say they look like Where's Waldo and somebody broke out of jail.
Now, you really? I've seen some people criticize them, but I've seen far more people loving on them.
Really?
And I am in the boat of I'm not feeling it. I really am not. I am not liking it. I don't like the hoops. It may grow on me, but as of right now, I don't like it, and I'm in the same boat with the people like the Where's Waldo boat.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I'm not a big fan, and
why don't they ever consult people before they come out with these?
You know, here's my question: I would just like my favorite jersey of the recent jerseys was the slate gray one we had.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah.
It was simple, and it was sleek. It looked nice.
Yeah.
And I love wearing it. I couldn't really. I mean, the new uniform really looks like a glorified club jersey.
Yeah.
That's my best way of putting it.
Yeah.
So it looks like, Celtic. It looks like FC Dallas. I'm not feeling it as an international, as an international national team. National.
Right. Now they're going to wear what, blue shorts with this?
That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like, and that might help a little.
The flag, apparently.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not too thrilled with it. I do think that, it always amazes me when they come out with total garbage like this, because what happens is you wonder, well, what kind of research did they do? Did they consult fans, fan groups? Did they, send out feelers and find out if people are going to buy this? Because, I mean, people may buy it for a joke, but, this has got to be one of the worst ones since the 94 unis with the stars and all that ugly crap that Miola laughed at when we had him on the show. Remember?
I'm thinking. Yeah, I do remember that, but I'm thinking back through all the jerseys, and I don't know. That's probably about right.
Miola told us. He said when they presented those to the team, everybody looked at one another and said, "What the are these? What the beep are these?" All right, so that's the new uniforms. Now you got to be happy because Rolf's back in Chicago, right?
Fan favorite. I was so upset whenever he left Chicago.
So he's back. So this should bode well for the team. It gives them more options up top.
Well, that's the big key right there. You have to, as a fan, he may be a fan favorite of a lot of people's, but you have to come into it with realistic expectations. He's not going to come in and score 15 goals. He very well may, I guess.
Who believes
but
that?
I doubt that.
Who believes that?
I'm just saying. Mm-hmm. I hope fellow Chicago fans don't come into this thinking that our goal scoring worries are over.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I hope they don't come in thinking that, because in all honesty, he's going to have pretty much an entire season. I think he's going to have similar production as he had when he was here originally. 7 to 9 goals roughly a season, counting the postseason. But what he does, what's going to be different is what he brings when he's off the ball.
Mm-hmm.
What he brings off the score sheet. Klopas has talked about the couple practices that he's been a part of before he injured his big toe on the turf. He made a comment saying that he looks really sharp, he's crisp, and he's at a different level than what he was before.
Yeah.
And his time in Europe has been good to him.
Yep.
I hope he comes out guns blazing. And in all honesty, I hope he comes out the 15-goal season. But I'm just saying, let's be realistic, people.
Okay. You're being realistic. I like that. Now, Rolf's a small guy. Does he really have a big toe, so to speak? Anyhow.
His big shot.
That's technical. Yeah. All right. Yeah,
Most
he does.
Goals come from outside the box. Let's hope for more of those.
How about Marquez and this whole Salinas thing? He finally got, his game bans and his punishment today.
3 games, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Or a football tackle and then a kick to the face?
I mean, really, with the day and age we're in now, where everything's reviewable by video, I just don't. That just blows me away that he's still that stupid. And I mean, I've been saying nice things about Marquez this season, but when he does something like that, I'm just like, what an idiot.
I'll drop the accusation of on purpose kick to the face. I mean, whatever. It didn't heat the game. You're trying to get up. Whatever. It might happen. But I mean, that was a clear tackle, shoulder plant. I mean, he's lucky he didn't get a PK, and I have no idea how he didn't get a PK.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The ref must have had some.
Well, it happened fast.
Must have been blind for that occasion, but still ridiculous. And they were talking about he was doing it all game.
Yeah.
So I don't know how.
He's always
hopefully from now on the refs continue to watch him, because I mean he put him out 6 to 8 weeks because he broke his collarbone.
Right.
How fair is that to San Jose?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not fair, and
he's got a 3-game ban.
But nothing's fair in life, I guess. But 3-game ban, and then the thing that we have to also keep into consideration is Marquez. Unlike some of the players getting paid a lot less, let's say that when they get fined, Marquez can afford it. All right, he's making enough money. Some of the other players are not, and it just brings into the question of whether or not there's fairness, or whether or not the fines should be assessed based on your pay per game.
It could be. I was going to say, it could be a percentage-based thing.
Yeah, exactly.
To somebody who's making $30,000 is I think that's still $3,000.
Right.
Then again, if you're making $5 million,
right,
percent's quite a bit more.
Exactly. You've got to make it relevant. If you don't, a guy like Marquez he's gonna brush off a couple $1,000, $5,000. It's nothing to him. But you find somebody else like that who's making $65,000 or $80,000 a year playing in the MLS. What it does is basically say there's no equity here. There's no equality here. Marquez can do that and get banned for 3 games and pay his fine. He's all right with that. But another player. Anyhow, how bad is Toronto? Well, they just lost again today to your team, Chicago. And the question is, when you're playing a 3-4-3, doesn't that mean you're getting really desperate?
Oh, not. It depends on who you have in your back three and how you're playing your middle four. There were just way too many holes and gaps, and Chicago's speed up top really exploited them. Oduro and Nyarko really just tore it apart.
Yep.
And in all honesty, we were unlucky not to come away with a couple more goals.
You got
just from a throw period.
You have to really question Aaron Venter's sanity playing a 3-4-3 against speed like that. Number one, and number two, it just doesn't make any sense to F up the whole starting lineup just because Torsten Frings comes back. And you know what? Why not play a 4-1? Play a diamond in the middle or something where Frings is the guy right in front of the four in the back. It just smells like desperation to me.
The team played a lot better once he moved up into the midfield.
Yeah.
But then again, Chicago also bunkered back. At that point, last 10, 15 minutes, they're going to sit back and take the brunt of all the crosses and all the potential shots and stuff like that.
Right. All right. Well, how about you're not a big proponent of tattoos on breasts, I hear.
No, I just suggested that between that and the quote-unquote tramp stamp, that the breast ones are more trashier.
Right. They are.
I couldn't care less. I've seen some boob tabs that are nice, but then again, most people who have them are. I don't want to piss anybody off, but more likely are a bit trashy.
There was a time when very few people had tattoos, and the people that got them did them for very specific reasons. But now everybody and their mom has a tattoo. And it's just like, at what point it's like having earrings when you're what point do you think, well, like 90% of the people get tattoos now just to get one. Just to get one. It doesn't really mean anything anymore.